that's appropriate to look at licenses? Go ahead. No, I'm not making the motion. I'm looking for one. I'm actually fishing for one.
I was going to suggest that, along with the information that is in the Star Tribune article, if you have not read it, it was in the front page Sunday paper.
Yeah.
Fabulous article, very informative. I would suggest we get a little more information on what is available out there, what our options are, and maybe take it up to a certain extent at the workshop, so we can make a more informed decision.
Well, to go with that, you know, if the concern is the trucks, I'd be interested in if we could get any information on upping the price of the license per large truck to defray the costs of the damage to the roads. Or, you know, that'd be kind of options I'd like to look at.
Yeah. Typically, that stuff gets passed on to the consumer, you know. Do haulers price per different prices for different towns?
I'm sure
Do
they
they?
probably do.
Yeah. I mean, you bring up another question, and I think that we have, okay, we have an option here. We can take this, we can make a motion to review all license applications at the council level, that thereby taking care of what Mr. Trost's concerns are, which are that we don't really want another hauler in here until we've got our thing together. Does that seem fair? And
Well,
then
we voted that down, so let's just go on, and nobody wanted that.
Oh,
Let's
no,
go on
no,
somewhere.
no. This is
Nobody
not-
wanted that, we already
Well,
did that.
we
No, we
didn't
didn't.
want the
I said
limitations.
the moratorium could be ended in a week, it could,
Yeah,
just,
well, it was a year. Okay,
or soon, or before that.
okay. I'm gonna make a motion to say that the city council will review all applications for refuse haulers to the city of Belle Plaine and make the final decision as to whether they're allowed in or not. Thereby, okay, I'm not gonna make any more explanation if I'm looking for a
I will
second on
second
that.
that.
Okay, we have a second. Now, is there any questions or discussion on that? The reason I'm doing it that way is because if we do happen to get a really good hauler in here and they make a good presentation and they've got a good price and their contract language is clear and that sort of thing, and we want them here, then we would let them in. I don't think that I see anything like that on the near horizon, but perhaps there will be. That gives us an option if there's somebody good that comes in. Otherwise, I think we honor Mr. Trost and the essence of this discussion, and that is to take some time here to figure out what we want to do with our refuse situation within the next year. So that is the reason for that motion, and I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Very good. Public Works, you guys are going to get to talk about this. This is going to be great. With a recommendation then to pass that on to Public Works to begin the discussion. Okay. Authorize, yeah, okay, discussion of the scheduling of Personnel Committee meetings. Personnel Committee meeting, previous council, okay. Mr. Murphy. Excuse me.
Again, this was talked about at a previous council meeting, so really I'm looking for direction and discussion from council on whether one should be scheduled, what the agenda item would be, or what they want to talk about. This is open for council discussion.
Is the personnel committee meeting already open? I mean, is it already forwarded for the chief?
We're doing that
Conduct
one on
interviews with candidates? That's already set up. That's not what
Saturday.
we're talking about here, correct?
No.
It's, give me whatever you want to talk about. But the one,
That one
the
is
one,
set up.
the one for
That one
the,
is already set up.
Yeah.
yep, that one is set up, yes.
That's this one right here.
Well, that's just what I'm trying to.
Yep.
'cause
Well,
we
and
got both of them on the same
essentially, we
page.
only review the performance of one employee, and that would be Mr. Murphy. So if we're looking for a public, a personnel committee meeting, it would be essentially to review your performance.
Correct.
And I would like to do that. I'd like to do an in-depth job of that. I would like to have time for that. I think that Mr. Murphy is an essential employee here, and we need to give him reasonable and accurate feedback as to how he's doing his job. And so there are some formats that we could use, but really this is asking to, I was forwarded something by Ms. Meyer. which is the form that we've used, but I don't think it's nearly as in-depth as we need to be. And I've stepped on it, it looks like. It's got stuff all over it. Attendance, punctuality, knowledge of work, et cetera, et cetera. It's really kind of cut and dried. Mr. Murphy's job is much more complex than this. And so I would suggest that we come up with perhaps some materials from other sources that would give us reasonable and in-depth kinds of questions that we can ask him and take some time to do it. And that's where I sit.
He was thinking going to other cities and asking?
No, material from other cities, like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, not a, yeah. I look at, this is really basic, and, I'd like to be able to have some real, time with Mr. Murphy to talk about it, and to just, make it a two-way discussion. You're telling us what you see your strengths and weaknesses and what you would like to accomplish in the next year or two, and we would do the same. So we should schedule some time to do that. We could, if you feel like you'd be ready, we could piggyback on that Personnel Committee meeting that we're going to do on Saturday. If there's another suggestion.
There's people who'd like to leave after that meeting because there's a pretty
Okay.
important football game.
Oh.
There's going to be a lot of spectators there for an interview. How many did you have last time you interviewed? For
Two. We got two this time.
Huh?
What football? Oh, is that,
We didn't have any
is that the Vikings?
spectators.
No,
Why?
they're off this week.
Oh, you mean spectators at the interview?
Yeah.
There
Oh,
were no
We didn't
spectators.
have any.
and a football? There's a football game that day?
No.
Okay, folks, what do you want to do? When would you like to schedule this review of Mr. Murphy?
Anytime is fine with me.
Anybody? Okay, Mr. Coop, or Trost, you don't want to go beyond, on Saturday, there's a football game or something? Is that what
No,
you said?
it's just, yeah, there is.
Is there?
Playoffs. The playoffs are Saturday. It was going to take too long. We'll be there
Okay,
way
do we
too
want
long.
to still do it this month?
We can do it Saturday, that's fine.
Nah, I'm not married to Saturday, it doesn't matter. We could, now, David, Mr. Murphy, your contract is up when?
The end of June.
Oh, okay, well, we got time.
Well, don't have to do it this week then.
No.
May 14th.
6 o'clock in the morning.